Well, thank you very much. I want to thank Chairman Filner for the kind introduction and thank him for his extraordinary leadership as the chairman of the Veterans Affairs Committee and his terrific support of his fellow committee members and the initiatives that we're undertaking and the work that we're doing at the subcommittee level. He's been a true friend, a great leader, and a true champion for all of our nation's veterans. I want to thank, too, the Independent Television Association, the Disabled American Veterans, and the Iraq and Afghanistan Veterans Association, the directors who are here for their essential work. And I want to welcome the Lionesses to Washington, D.C. Thank you for your service, and I want to particularly welcome and recognize Staff Sergeant Rainey Ruthig, a South Dakota native and graduate of Chester High School. She informed me that on every 4-day weekend she still gets back home. It's only a 6-hour drive, and out where we're from, that's no drive at all. So, this film tells such an important story. A tale about the contributions of and the challenges faced by women in our armed forces while serving in combat situations in Iraq. These Lionesses wrote a very important and new chapter in our nation's history, in the history of women in the United States military. They faced the difficult task of diffusing tensions with Iraqi women and children, and they ended up fighting in some of the toughest counterinsurgency battles during the Iraq War. As the example of these women shows, the traditional makeup of our military is changing, and more women are answering the call to serve and are being actively recruited, as they have been now for over 2 decades. With this service comes an increased challenge for the military, for the government, and for the Department of Veterans Affairs, especially when you consider the increasing number of women veterans. Clearly, we must do everything that we can from a public policy standpoint to meet the unique and growing needs of this veterans population. That's why, as Chairman Filner mentioned, earlier this month, with the great support of the Disabled American Veterans, I was proud to reintroduce the Women's Veterans Healthcare Improvement Act, a bill that sets the VA on a course and a path forward to providing the proper health care for women veterans. I salute the Lionesses and the other veterans in attendance here today for their very selfless sacrifices that have been made throughout the course of their service. Their courage and their commitment and their sense of duty and service to our country are not only admired by everyone today, but will serve as examples to live by for future generations of both men and women in the United States military. Thank you very much.